What it do, YouTube? So I've been listening to ODD TV on SoundCloud. He just released a new song with Eric DeBay. It's alright. It's alright. But the more I listen to Eric DeBay run his trap, the more I want to stand back and say, I'm not going to become a flat earther until Eric DeBay becomes a Christian, because his mentality and people like him are responsible for the atrocities to the Easter worshipers on Easter Sunday. And none of us are Easter worshipers. None of us are Easter egg worshipers like Hillary Clinton and Barack Hussein Obama sent tweets out. Oh, our thoughts and prayers are with the families of the Easter worshipers. Really? Those that worship Ishtar? Really? Ishtar? You guys, I love ODD because he tells you exactly what's going on. They create the problems. They create the said solution to the problems they created, and we're none the wiser. You know, and then as you're driving across this flat plain, you don't see the clouds that are 30,000 feet curving around the edge of the earth. That never happens. It just goes straight out alongside the plane that it parallels. You never, if we did live on a cartoon ball and you looked out into the horizon, you would see this blanket of clouds eventually going around the horizon of the curvature, but there isn't any curvature. Think about it. Look out as far as you can see, and do those clouds continue to travel on a straight plane above this plane, or does it curve around a ball? It's something after 50-60 hours of watching flat earthers plead their case. It's the one thing that nobody has mentioned. Out of all the hours that I've watched, nobody has mentioned the fact that you never see the cloud layer curve above us out in the horizon. It doesn't happen. Guys, I'll ask that you do your own research, because there's a lot they ain't telling us. Australia over New York. Australia to New York flights go over Alaska. These are notes I took before. Chicago, 60 miles away. You can see Chicago from the other side of the Great Lake Michigan. How is that possible? With curvature math, Chicago should be 2,400 feet beneath the horizon from 60 miles away. It doesn't happen. In fact, Trump Tower is 1,550 feet tall. You can see it, all of it in its glory. You can see the entire Chicago skyline all the way pretty much to the very bottom of the city. I mean, there might be a good 5-10 feet obscured, 20 tops. That's it. I mean, when the whole thing should be 2,400 feet, and then but above the buildings is a 1,000-foot gap between the horizon, or what's beneath the horizon, the top of those buildings. Chicago should be, the city streets of Chicago should be 2,400 feet beneath the horizon. The tops of those skyscrapers should be 1,000 feet beneath the horizon. But no, you can see all of it. You can see all of it. Why can you see all of it? Now, I hope ODD doesn't get mad that I'm actually playing his music in the background as a soundtrack to my videos. Because, first of all, it's good free publicity for him, because I'm pointing you to him. Unlike Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Dr. Dre, NWA, even if I was to agree with them and say, fuck the police, I ain't going to give them any more of my money. I mean, I just got a $50 ticket for parking in front of my neighbor's house on a Saturday. On a Saturday. Really? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're going to give me a $50 ticket for visiting a buddy in front of his house, which he pays property taxes. But then you'll give... Robert Mueller will fine somebody $200 for child porn instead of giving them throwing the book at them, which they deserve, when they have thousands of that. I mean, I'll throw a link in the description. You can read the article yourself. It's over at dangerous.com. It's not even redacted, I mean, for the most part, unlike the Mueller report. But this is, something else to just show us, hey, Mueller isn't all that trustworthy. He let a pedophile go just because the pedophile was related to a famous author. So you're going to let all of it go. Everything. Oh my God. The world that we live in is topsy-turvy, backwards. Nobody wants to, nobody wants to do what's right anymore. They want to do whatever serves them. no offense to Snoop Dogg or Eminem and any of these artists, because some of them like just hearing their music played, but then other ones are like, no, I want every freaking penny that I could possibly get for my music, so therefore if it's longer than 10 seconds, copyright strike their ass. Where if we use our minds and start using each other as flat earthers, you know, some people are good at soundtracks, some people are good at photography, some people are good at woodworking. All these different people in this community can just come together and share resources and say, yeah, put my music as a soundtrack to yours. I don't care. Awesome. Thank you for doing me a favor. Cool. All right. While I got ODD on the brain, you watch Cartoon Ball with the English captions on, it does not say what he is saying. And when you have 400,000 views, worldwide views on a video, and the words coming out of your mouth are not in line with what the closed captioning, auto-generated closed captioning is saying, that's very problematic, especially when you actually read these words, because people that don't speak English in Thailand or other countries all around the world, and they watch this video, somebody stumbles upon this, you know, and they read the captions because they don't understand English, and, well, of course the captions are going to be in Russian or whatever, but if they're using the same English words translated into the other, it's not saying what ODD is saying, and that's a problem, because some of the stuff is really scary. There was only one word in there that I was like, oh, that's better than the word that ODD chose. In the song Cartoon Ball, I think it's coming up next on SoundCloud, he said, look at all the percentages, but the closed caption for the hearing impaired or those that don't speak English says, instead of percentages, it says all the participants. And I actually thought that actually made more sense than other than that. Like, some of the stuff that the auto-generated, kind of scary, you know, and some of it just didn't make any sense. But to somebody that's not American, not living here, and they're reading words in whatever language, I don't know, I'm just a stickler for truth, and whatever comes out of somebody's mouth, it better be translated to the utmost. And don't put words in somebody's mouth like a boxer. They can't speak English and they win, and then they go translate for them, and they start. I only know this because I have a coworker, Puerto Rican coworker, and he watches fights on the boxer in their native tongue, and then here's the person translating. He said that's not what he said at all, and it infuriates him and it infuriates me. You know, we should all be held accountable for the things that we say that others are saying, as well as the things that we say. So, anyways, I just wanted to ODD, man. Yeah, so anyways, link in the description for ODD's album, as well as his new track featuring Eric Dubay. Again, I love you, Eric Dubay, and I wish you would just become more aware of the living Father Jesus Christ, who initiated everything, okay? I know that you have, like, a hard-on for Christianity and coming after Christians, and you just need to back off, like, because I won't say I was persecuting Christians, but anybody that's not a Christian is ultimately persecuting them. So if you can't beat them, join them. And you can't beat Christianity, you can't beat God, you won't. So if you can't, join them. Join us, brother. Come with us. I mean, this flat earth movement will be so much more volatile and powerful if we get all Christians on board. There's so many Christians who still think the world is a globe, and so many atheists that believe the world is flat. And when you look at the Bible and how God created this perfect environment for us, it just makes you appreciate the amount of effort. I mean, the firmament alone took one day according to Scripture, but we know that 2 Peter 3:8 says the day with the Lord is one day, which means that this is day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Each day was a day to Him, not a day to us, not a day to the earth, but a day to Him, which is 1,000 years. And this is the first time actually processing this little tidbit of information with my current level of knowledge. But if 2 Peter 3:8 is correct on a flat earth model, we'd be looking for 365 times 1,000 in order to come up with a true length of a day for God. Right? Because before, in the globe model, according to 2 Peter 3:8, the Earth would have to rotate around the sun 1,000 times. That's easy enough, right? After 1,000 times, that's 1,000 years, and according to God, that's a day. Well, according to Peter, who is reiterating Old Testament, that's a day to God, 1,000 years to us. So on a globe model, on a flat Earth model, where the sun is actually revolving around us and much closer than the sun worshippers will have you believe, and much smaller than the sun worshippers have you believe, is that if it is the case that 365 is a year, well, you need to take that 365 multiplied by 1,000 in order to get to the length of a day according to God, from his perspective, and how he is able to manipulate and listen to and monitor and be part of, and the relationship. He created us for relationship, and if he created us for relationship, then you think he'd want to be near. And a God whose footstool is on the firmament is so much more near than a God who is outside of our solar system, outside of our galaxy. I mean, modern day astronomy will tell you that there's 500 billion galaxies in the universe, and each galaxy has 200 billion solar systems. So you do the math. I'm not saying God couldn't do that, but what I am saying is that God is a much closer and personal God than Neil deGrasse Tyson would have you believe. Who, he's the one who said that we don't ask the question of who. When it comes to God, we don't ask the who. Who created it? We don't ask that. But we do ask the other important questions, is what he says. But if he really told us what he really knew, they would kill him, just as ODD said in one of his songs. Link in the description, check it out. I really like the guy, and not because I can use his music for free. This is just merely just a test to see if I would get copyright stricken. Now, of course, if I was anti-ODD and using his music, then yeah, rightfully so. Be like, well, yeah, you ain't use my music. You're just, a hater. Rightfully so. But if I'm not a hater, then this is a test to see not what I can get away with, because I'm just providing free content myself. Somebody else wants to provide free content for the free content I provide in order just to wake you guys up, because everybody's complaining about how there's a lot of talk and not enough revolution. There's a lot of people waking up and talking about revolutions, but nothing is actually, the earth ain't spinning and we're not revolting. There's no revolutions going on, whether it's the revolution of the earth or revolution of an American revolution. There's no revolution. Like, nothing's going on, because all we're doing is talking, but that talking is waking people up so that we can have the army needed to rise up. We are in a position as Americans to arm ourselves from any foreign governments at this point, and we'd be happy to. China, bring it. If anybody wanted to come on in and try to take on the private sector, it would be on like Donkey Kong. I even hate to use that phraseology, but it would be. Now, are we going to take down our own government that's enslaving us? No. But if a foreign government comes in here and tries to do some bullshit, we'll take them out. When yet, if a foreign government came in here, they're coming in here because of our government in the first place. So the enemy of our enemy is our friend. So I'm not saying we got to join sides with China, but if anybody has any beef with our government, come on in. Sure, by all means, please. Just like Hitler. People had a problem with Hitler, right? So Germans should have been like, yeah, come on in. You have a problem with this guy? Cool, by all means. We don't like the fact he just killed 6 million people either, So by all means, go ahead and take him out. The only thing else I have to rant about is how many cars I've seen with exempt tax plates. XMT, Washington State XMT. It means exempt. Why would a Toyota Prius be exempt from road use tax? There's so many vehicles on the road, obviously not more than, the average American Washingtonian. Oh, great, more commercials from SoundCloud. That's alright, it pays the bills. I just don't understand why I have to listen to commercials I'm not interested in. I just bought a truck, I won't buy another vehicle for another decade, so I should be exempt from all car commercials. And in fact, if car commercials weren't played, they could probably lower the cost of the vehicles because then they wouldn't have to pay out all this revenue for advertising. Oh, but all this advertising revenue, it's a tax write-off. Yeah, you know what's also a tax write-off? Less profits. If you weren't making as much profits, you could write that shit off. So stop doing $1 million Super Bowl ad commercials because you're just gonna have to pass on the charges to the Americans. That's why everything's inflated, except U-Haul, because it's just word of mouth. I trust everything that's passed around with word of mouth. If I see advertisement, I start getting skeptical. So how about I don't people. First of all, I'm not the biggest fan of taxes, but roads got to get built, right? Now in Germany, they build roads to last. I'm talking like 100 years. Why? Because when Hitler built that infrastructure, he needed to move heavy military equipment on those same roads. So they were meant to last. Not these roads, buddy. Nope. Every 5-10 years, they're getting repaved, all out of our tax dollars, and wasting the time of the people doing it because they can just do it one and done and then go on to other more meaningful projects like other infrastructure of newly developed towns and cities that haven't been created yet. And I'm only quoting Trump that there's going to be, the future's looking great. The future's looking very promising because we're going to start creating a civilization, like societies, cities within this country that haven't existed before. Like, this is the future, right? I mean, whether it's the land in Montana, a lot of beautiful land in Montana. Do I want to get rid of it? No. But would it be nice to like have a city built using Microsoft and Google satellite, which is whether fake or balloons or whatever, but still aerial photographs to take a survey of the area and plan it out proper. Plan it out proper so you got fire, medical, fuck the police. If everybody policed themselves, wouldn't need police. So fuck the police. I mean, I'm sick and tired of them fucking with us, so whatever. Having said that, there's some good cops out there. Not very many at all. In fact, there's more bad apples than good apples. And not all apples are good. We know that because, there was that fruit from the tree of knowledge, which we still don't know exactly what it was, but Steve Jobs said he chose the apple for Apple because, with a bite out of it, because it represented the forbidden fruit of knowledge, knowing good and evil, to know good and evil. So that's why Steve Jobs chose it. And you guys choose to continue to absorb it. You are part of the problem. Every one of you Apple users, but that's okay. You just have blinders on. You got to remove the blinders. And sometimes you can't remove those blinders. He removes those blinders. You have to ask for permission to see clearly. Anyways, guys, it's been a long 3-hour trip from Oregon, and I'm almost to work. So I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful, blessed day, week, month, and year for that matter. Keep looking up, because I promise you, if you don't stop praying, He does have a plan for you just as much as He has a plan for me. Take care. God bless.